most of you here know that I'm a planner. My health and safety shed today is not about you and I. It's about our kids and our grandkids. I don't want to start a controversial discussion today. I don't want to lecture anybody today. Definitely not answering any questions today. But I am going to make a commitment today, and I'd like you guys to join me. So I want to start off with a message from Sam.
Over the past 2 years, we've returned our company to strength
and built the foundations of a world-class company. And I thank you all for your efforts. We must now work just as hard to maintain that great work.
So I'd like to share with you my key priorities in helping us to succeed this year. Next, we must apply best practice in environment and communities. Stability, confidence and trust are essential for our business. And by listening to our stakeholders, including communities and government, and aiming to align their needs with ours, we can develop more responsible ways to find, mine and process the minerals and metals that do make the world a better place. In 2015, we'll continue to innovate in this area, using our expertise to reduce emissions, recycle water, cut consumption and rehabilitate land. And we'll forge new partnerships and nurture those that we have to create mutual value for our company and for our communities.
So, not many people are fully aware that carbon concentrations in the atmosphere are currently accelerating. Once they reach 450 parts per million, our planet's going to enter self-reinforcing warming phase. When's that going to happen? Well, current concentrations have just reached 400 ppm. So 450 minus 400 is equal to 50, divided by 2 ppm every year, leaves us with 25 years. In 25 years' time, our planet is going to enter a danger zone. It's true that not everybody knows what that means for us. But lucky for you guys, I've organised a discussion with somebody in the future. Good morning, Nick from the future.
Good morning, Nick from the present. Mr. Mackie, Swizz, Kondom, good to see you all. You'd be glad to know that we're still studying Pleasant. I'm just joking.
So I've never spoken to anybody in the future before, Nick. How are you doing over there?
I'm doing well, thanks. It's been a 42-degree week, but nothing SPF 100 can't protect. How are you doing over there?
Well,
in fact, I remember exactly how you're doing.
So, Nick, as you know, my interest in climate change has intensified ever since.
Yes, ever since Ayla was born. You forget that I was right there in your position 25 years ago delivering that presentation. By the way, don't forget to hand out those earth balls.
Thanks for reminding me, Nick. So, how bad is climate change? I mean, what actually ends up happening?
Well, if I remember correctly, global financial markets became very volatile between 2008 and 2025. This, among other factors, was due to a number of weather-related catastrophes, such as Fukushima, which you no doubt remember, super hurricanes, which wiped out export crops, droughts, which left agricultural land useless and valueless, and supercell storms, which left cities looking like they'd been in battle zones. The signs were all around us at the time, but we saw them as isolated events in our otherwise daily lives.
Sounds serious, Nick, but we always pull together, right? We always rebuild, and eventually when climate change does become a problem, the geniuses of the world will fix it.
Nick, listen to yourself. I wish you could see the planet that you guys are creating now. You see, people started getting sick of insecurity, and eventually Facebook, Twitter, and some other social mediums you don't yet have began to set the global tone on climate change. Much the same as impression a restaurant review leaves you with. Most people wanted and supported a reduction in consumption and emissions, but others opposed it. Eventually, governments of the world created stick and carrot policies for green industry in an effort to stabilize the increasingly volatile an unpredictable climate. People who supported the change began to benefit from cheaper technology. People who resisted it began to pay far more. The unequal distribution in the cheaper green industry and technology led to massive social unrest, very similar to what happened in the start of the 1848 European revolutions and apartheid. Toward the back end of 2040, some 5 years ago now, we were living on a planet where people were fighting each other for an equal share of the energy pie.
Well, I'm glad that's only in 25 years' time, but we can still change that, right?
That is true. You can still change that. I've given you the why, but it is up to you to decide on the how.
Tell me, how's Ayla?
Ayla is good. She's 6 months pregnant, and we celebrated her 30th birthday last night. She asked me a question which I had a lot of trouble answering.
What was that?
She asked me what I did when greenhouse gas was spiraling out of control in the early 2000s.
So what'd you tell her?
Well, what could I tell her, Nick? I mean, do you still drive around in that supercharged guzzler of yours? Yes? Do you ever switch your laptops or your computers off? No? I mean, have you ever tried to change your consumption behavior in any way? No, I didn't think so. It's like I said, Nick, I've given you the why, the how is now up to you.
Thanks, Nick. I guess I'll try and enjoy the rest of my day.
I hope you do. Everybody, thank you for joining me. I'll see you in 25 years' time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this, when it comes up, is a picture of my baby girl. She's 4 months old now. She's 4 months old now, sorry. And I'm not a proud dad to give her the planet in that state. Today, that's going to change. Today, I'm going to make a commitment to change my energy spending behaviour by reducing my consumptions and cutting my emissions, so that she will be proud when I answer the question about my efforts to arrest climate change when we still have the chance. My Earth ball is going to go next to a picture of my baby girl and my wife to remind me of my commitment and to remind me that this is her planet too, and that it is up to me and you to secure the health and safety of their futures. So, thank you for coming this morning, and I wish you the best of luck in whatever decision you choose to take away from the health and safety share this morning. Can we have the, actually, I was not going to answer any questions in the beginning of this session, but I did want to provide our leaders with the opportunity to give us some insights as to how we could probably reduce consumption on a personal level. Does anybody want to provide any feedback on that? Suze? Gondo?
Right, response to work and look for alternatives in transport, but also, since you asked that question to me a couple of weeks ago, it's been pretty profound. And certainly we're going through a lot of stuff as to how you do actually reduce that consumption, because I think it's important to think about your child or your grandchild in the future actually posing that to you and what you'd say. Because
what do you say?
other than that, I think I'm personally quite a high level consumer. So it's profound.
As am I. I'm a perpetrator as well. I mean, I love my four-wheel driving, but every time I get into that truck now, I think of it. So it's sitting on my conscience now, and I don't think it's going to go away. So that website's a pretty handy website. You know, a lot of people jump on and they check the weather and they check bomb. These days I find myself checking the CO2 Now website every month, because every month we can actually see that they're increasing by 2 ppm.